Hi everyone, in today's video we will be painting this beautiful night camp painting in simple 5 steps. Now let's get started. Now let's see the materials we need for this painting. I have given all the material links in the description. In step 1 we are going to paint the sky, so here we need the color blue. So I start with the color deep cyan, and in the top of the sky we are adding the color dark, and in the horizon we are adding the color light. So now let's take a big flat brush and I'm going to apply the color on the top of the canvas like this, and then we are going to mix the deep cyan with the cerulean blue to get a medium and a light shade of blue. So now let's mix the colors together and now let's apply them, and then we are going to blend the colors together. So we will get a beautiful transition of dark and light colors. And let's take a tape and stick it here, and we are going to add the blue again. Gradually I am adding more cerulean blue while we are moving towards the horizon. So now let's take the color cerulean blue and apply in the horizon. Now you can see the transition between the colors. To paint the stars in the sky we need our fan brush, and we are going to take our fan brush, and here I loaded my fan brush with lots of water and white paint, and we are going to gently splash the colors on the surface like this. Now the sky is filled with stars, and now let's paint some small dots. Here I use the color cerulean blue, and then we are going to apply the color white in the center. Before that we need to check if the previous layer is completely dry. And please remember to put the white dots very smaller than the blue dots. Now let's paint the moon. So here we have the color yellow. So I'm going to mix the yellow with the white, and we are going to paint the golden moon. So now first apply the color for the base, and now take the color burnt sienna, and I mix the burnt sienna with the yellow, and we are going to use this color to create a texture on the moon surface. So now let's take the color white, and we are going to add the same process again. Now the texture on the moon is ready. So in this painting we are not going to give more details on the moon. In step 2 we are going to paint the trees in the background. So here I have taken my small flat brush. So first we are going to paint some horizontal line like this. So this will be the trunk of the trees. Now just take your small flat brush and we are going to paint the leaf foliage. Load your brush with enough paint, and we are going to dab the brush on the surface like this. Then we will get the beautiful texture of the pine trees here. This is the very easy method to paint pine trees. So just you need to take your flat brush. So here I am using my small flat brush. Take your small flat brush and load your brush with enough paint, and then just tap your brush like this. So you have to move your brush from left to right and right to left, then the texture is ready. We are going to repeat the process all over this area, so we need to be really patient and we should enjoy the process. I really like this background trees. The color is really pleasing. I don't want to add one more layer over this, but we need to move on and add more details. So now we are going to paint the trees in the foreground. So here I have mixed the color blue with black. So while mixing the color with black we need to be really careful, because black has a very high pigment of color. So if you add more black then the color will be really dark. Here we are not using the color black. Here we are using the color dark blue, and we are going to repeat the same process again. In this painting we need this thick forest in the background, and we are going to add the camp tent in the foreground. So we need to be really patient to paint the background, because the background is going to do the justify for this painting, and we need to be really patient and we should enjoy the process. I really like to paint the small details and texture in my painting. Now we are going to paint some branches over there. So take your round brush and draw some curve line like this, and we are going to add the leaf foliage. So here we are adding some random textures. So take your round brush and fill your brush with enough paint, and just tap your brush like this to create the leaf foliage effect. Remove the tape and stick it here again, and we are going to mix the colors together. So now let's mix all the colors here, and then we are going to add a little bit of burnt sienna, And now let's mix all the colors together, and we are going to apply the base coat. So this is the base color we are adding here, and we are going to add more colors in the foreground later. So now let's add the base color here, and we have to wait until the base color is completely dry, then we can continue with the details. So here we are going to mix the color sap green with the black, and we are going to apply the dark green here. So now we are going to apply the color in this place. So in the center of this foreground we are going to add the light colors, and around this we are going to add the dark colors. The area that is in the center of the foreground will get lots of light because it will get the light from the decorative light. So we are going to add the light colors in the center. So here you can see I am adding lots of yellow, and I am going to mix the yellow with the green. So here you can see my green is still wet, so I can easily blend them together. So you have to be really very careful while blending them. Now use the same color, we are going to add some small grass here. So here I am using my small flat brush to paint the small grass here, and then we are going to add more details. Starting with the color orange, we are going to paint the tent now. So first we are going to paint the outline, then we are going to add the details. So first we are going to block the color. So here I am using the color orange. So now we have to let it dry, then we are going to add one more layer of orange, and this time we are going to make the color brown by mixing the color black and orange, and we are going to mix the color together and blend them here. So in the bottom of the tent we are having the dark colors, and in the top we having the light and warm color. Now you can see the difference. So now let's add more colors here to make it really interesting. Now you can see I am adding some details, that is the foldings in the tent. If you want the camp image, then you can check my description. I have given the image link in the description. Now you can see I am painting the lines using the color orange, and now let's take the color brown and add some details here. So here we are adding the same orange, and we are going to add the same transition of colors. In the bottom we need the dark brown, and in the top we need this orange color. So we are going to do the same thing here. If you are someone who really likes to paint night sky painting and moon painting, then you will definitely like this playlist. In this playlist you can check different types of night sky painting, and I have given step-by-step explanation in this video. So if you are someone who really likes to paint night sky painting, then you have to check the playlist. And now let's paint some rope that is supporting the tent. So here I am using the color white, and you have to paint some small and tiny lines. In the last step we are going to paint the decorative light. So first just draw a curved line like this and add some details. So here I am using the color brown, and we are adding the details here. Now take the color white and we are applying them here. We are adding the details because here we are going to add some lights. So we need to add the area that is around the light is really bright and warm. And here you can see I have taken the color brown and orange to create the warm and bright effect in the trees. So here the trees are getting the light from the lamp. So here we are going to add the texture with the warm and bright colors. Now load your round brush with the red color. So here I am using brilliant red, and we are putting some small dots here. And now let's put lots of dots in this curved lines. And once the dots are almost dry, we can add the yellow dots inside them. So in the center we are adding the yellow dots. So now you can see they are really beautiful. In the foreground I decide to add more details, so I decide to add some grass here. So here I have taken my flat brush and I am mixing the color sap green with black and just split the end like this. Now just put some random strokes for the grass. Here we are using this dark green to create the texture of the grass. So you can use your normal flat brush. Now I am adding the details in the blades of the grass. So here I am using my round brush and adding small tiny details in the tip of the grass. So here I am using the color medium green by mixing lots of yellow with the sap green. Now let's add the small details. Now let's see the final look of this painting. I really like this painting. Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I will meet you guys with another beautiful painting with a step-by-step explanation in my next video. Until then, have fun with colors.